Luca Nation, 788. Is that right? Or 879.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of numbers.
There's a lot of numbers.
Welcome back to the PWCC weekly
loud noise.
You guys are in for a treat today. I've got some cards and some topics highlighted for the show. I'm sure Cage does as well. It's a buyer season. You know, what is it? Christmas is next Sunday. Next Sunday's auction will be basically ending on Christmas. So buckle up. Enjoy the ride.
And, did you tackle any deer today? That's what I want to know.
I did, dude. I tackled deer in the weight room. There's something fun about lifting weights once you're back into it, and it becomes like a little bit of a habit. I feel good. I feel strong.
All right, and you have been working out 2 times a day, every day for a while now. You're doing your thingamabob.
Yeah, Gem Cards. I think he's actually one of our Tiger holders. So he also does 75 hard, and he and his wife finished it maybe 3 months ago, and he's like,
let's go right back on it.
And, well, when someone else does something, there's something inspirational. He didn't actually say get back on it, but him completing it reminded me of how good I feel on it. So I actually finished mine on my birthday in 7 days, but that lull period is always interesting. You kind of just want to sprint right through because I'm excited for what we're building in 2023, Cage. I'm a momentum guy.
Do you like to have your birthday with Hanukkah overlapping? People have to double up the presents. Do you not get as many presents? Do people say, okay, this is the soap and the pair of socks. That's your birthday and Hanukkah combined? Hanukkah presents are the worst, by the way, for anybody out there listening.
I probably haven't worried about it since I was like 20.
Okay.
Because there's something, even if you do get presents from grandparents and relatives, it feels a little weird getting presents after like 30.
Well, how about some flowers from the crew? Tell everybody. You know what? We don't even need to know what day it is. The rest, there are only 14 days left in the year, everybody. It doesn't even matter. If he wants to tell you what day his birthday is, great. Start sending Andrew birthday wishes right now as you listen to this. Send Andrew birthday wishes immediately.
We have a sophisticated crew. They know a week from when we record. Today's the 17th. They could add 7 days.
So the 26th?
Yes, on Boxing Day.
Just kidding.
For all of our soccer fans, this is a blessing. We have no downtime. Basically, after the final tomorrow, we wait a week, and we're back into, we have EPL, Boxing Day, the day after Christmas is always super fun. They have a slate of games, so a lot of fun, Cage.
Boxing Day.
That's what they call it in England.
They should have boxing on Boxing Day. That's one of those things, It's one of those weird, like, it kind of gets me out there. Like, what?
They probably did until the promoters of boxing raped and pillaged that organization, and now no one cares about boxing outside of Logan Paul.
It was like Don King Day.
Is that fiction? What I said?
I mean, pillaging is an interesting thing. It's just one of those words that you just don't. It doesn't get used often enough. We should bring the word pillaging back into the hobby content a little bit more.
Well, I'm learning these words, these huge words from our hobby trolls. They teach me a lot of these huge, very, very interesting words.
The word they always use for me is clown. They just, I'm a clown. I amuse you. That's what I've learned. I've learned the word clown from folks. What did you think of my video? What do you think of my video?
The whole thing. You posted it during the comeback of the Vikings.
I mean, so what? It was, the game was basically done. You knew what was going to happen at that point in time. So
33-0. I knew exactly that the Vikings.
I didn't post it when it was 33-0. I posted it when it was basically tied. When the Vikings, the Colts couldn't do anything. That was when it was in the bag. That was when the NFL gave the old whistle down. Hey guys, Vikings, let's go.
You think so? They called back 2 touchdowns on defense.
Yeah, all kinds of makeup. Not really. I mean, they called back 1, which was a clear penalty, and they called the other one. They got the fumble right. They didn't give him the touchdown.
So it's kind of a big call.
Why? They gave him the ball at the 30, or not even midfield because
there was a personal foul.
Stupid personal foul. That's dumb. Guy took his helmet off.
Yeah, the guy's an idiot. What a jackass.
You can't take your helmet off. We've had this conversation before. I know it's 800 some episodes, but we always get back to the same thing, which is there are rules and you have to follow them or there are consequences. It's one of these things you will learn. By calendars, we are a couple weeks away from being in our 4th calendar year of doing this. I'm learning that you can tackle deer in the gym, and you will eventually learn rules follow. If not, penalty. Right?
One of Elon Musk's rules at his organizations is break rules, use common sense.
Okay. But he's talking about like the rules of physics. He's probably not talking about like
the ref makes a terrible call. Don't make the call worse by calling a personal foul because the person you called the bad penalty on.
That's not what he means. That's not what he means at all.
I'm sure that's not what he means because he doesn't care about football. I understand.
That's not what he means at all. That's not. No, he does not mean, hey, if a rule is broken, a ref should ignore it. That's not what he means. What he's trying to say is that there are rules out there that belie common sense. And I understand what you're trying to say.
There was a fumble. Yeah. He recovered it, took it back for a touchdown. The ref blew the play dead. Already one mistake. The guy got mad, so the ref throws a flag to compound the ref's one mistake. Now he has two mistakes.
It's not a mistake. The second one was not a mistake. The guy took his helmet off.
There's an amazing phrase, and it reminds me a little bit of the hobby right now. It's if you chase after two rabbits, you'll catch none. Have you ever heard that before?
Yes.
Okay. I feel.
What happens if you only chase after one rabbit? Most of the time, you'll get it. But correct. Two, you're splitting up your attention.
This has been the week of Brock Purdy, right?
Sure.
People are chasing Brock Purdy cards. Next week, there will be someone else to chase. And then the week after that will be someone else. I'm curious, how are you thinking about 2023? Buying, selling? I'm starting right off and saying there are going to be some opportunities in this weekly auction at different price ranges to look at LeBron cards.
Oh, okay.
Because that's a rabbit that no one's chasing right now.
We've had this conversation a bunch of times where, the LeBron market's hitting a bottom. Look at the pricing. It's evening out. And then she takes another step down. You even pulled out a nice little finance term of catching a falling knife the other day when referencing LeBron. I happen to think that as 2023 starts, LeBron's going to be in the news. And finally, maybe in a positive way. And you don't have to look too far back. I mean, even when the market was sort of on a downtrend, when Steph Curry was breaking the three-point record, which is a far cry from the all-time points record, but he was setting the all-time three-point record, people were all over Curry. I mean, he also happened to be doing it in a season where he was overperforming, and the team wound up winning a championship, which is, pretty impressive in and of itself. Doesn't look like LeBron's team is going to be doing that, although he is performing quite well for someone his age. I think he's 796 points shy or something like that. If he averages 26 points a game, he'll be able to do it around February 11th, I think was the last tracker I looked at, which is interesting because, if he does it in that week, I think the All-Star break is, like February 19th or something like that. So like there's a little bit of a break there, a little bit of hiatus. But, you got to figure if he either gets it done right before the break, right after the break, there's a lot of talk about him, probably a lot of talk about him either breaking the record right before All-Star break or, he's going to get it right after the break. So there's going to be a lot of LeBron talks and be a lot of hey, look at the team. They're doing okay. Is he going to make the playoffs then?
Do you know how many games back they are?
No, because everybody is jumbled up. Like last week, the Suns played, I think it was the Pelicans, and the Suns were the 1 seed when they played, and the Pelicans were like the 6th seed. And 2 days later, we looked at the chart, and they played again, and the Pelicans were the 1 seed, and the Suns were like the 5th seed. You're like, wow, I mean, this early, it's all kind of jumbled up. Are they a game out of playoff contention, or where?
They're 7 games out of first place, Cage.
Yes, so I mean,
but think about that. That we're NBA is interesting because a lot of people, the people I respect, actually understand this. They say NBA starts after Christmas, and I think you've actually said that before on this show as well. And we're approaching that, but the point is, we wrote off LeBron so early in the season. We actually wrote off the Nets early in the season, and both teams. Both of these players are guys I would look for in this auction. So one, LeBron cards. There's a exquisite rookie, the cream of the crop, a $23,000 card right now on the auction. And there's everything in between all the way to $50 rookie cards. So there are opportunities, whether you're a collector, any price range, any grade level, there are LeBron cards in this auction. And I urge you guys to take a look at them.
Can I pull one out?
Sure.
That I like? Because, might as well, right? We're talking about LeBron. A cool one you don't see too often. As a matter of fact, it's crazy to be in a weekly. I'm pretty sure the pop on this in PSA 10 is 9.
I
Can you
like
put
the rookie auto.
the exclusives? Put
Yep.
LeBron exclusives and pull that one up this way people could kind of take a look at that one. Top 9, I think, is.
You're
I mean,
absolutely
it's just a cool, different card. I mean, you think of LeBron, okay, everybody's got it, but that's a cool one. We gave the regular card raw as a play on the show when we were giving card
We
plays 2 years ago, and people were buying it for $2, $5. We gave the Carmelo Anthony one of this. People were grading them and sending us pictures back, getting
Long
10s.
card auto as well.
This is a sweet card. I mean, it's a cool card, nice auto, and it's a 10.
Yep.
A
One
lot
of
of
my
these-
favorite poses of LeBron too on a card.
And I mean, look, it's not cheap. It's not for everybody, but by comparison to other LeBron autos out there, rookie auto, really cool card. Just a really nice card. There's a lot of LeBron in here, though. I mean,
There's a ton of LeBron. I mean, honestly, we're not going to spend the whole show. It has second, third year gold, like you could see. You could have second year tops gold. You have rookies from rookie 10s. There's everything here. I'll go to the second guy I just mentioned. I'll popcorn to you. It's Kevin Durant refractors cage. So
Durant.
Both of these guys are guys that have been priced. I think they've priced in all the negative news, basically, and probably more. There's two. There's one refractor PSA 10 that's at $5,000 right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a $6,000 card, $6,300 card. But there's also a PSA 8, and that one's sitting at $500, where the value of a PSA 8 is $1,600, right? So if one's sitting at $5,000 with buyers, we already know it's $6,000, right? There's not really much room for you to get a good deal. But the 8 that might go missed is sitting at $500 when recent comps are $1,600. I'll pull that card up for you guys just so you could see. But also another player that the Nets are actually outperforming. They're in, I think, 4th place in the East right now.
Yeah, the Nets are playing pretty well. They're playing pretty well as a team.
Here's the 10 at $5,000. And here's the 8.5. I apologize. It's sitting at $600. PSA 8s of this card are $1,600. And here, what's amazing about this BGS 8.5, got a 9 on the centering, but left to right, it's beautiful centering left to right and top to bottom. I feel like this was a bit harsh on the centering. So take a look at this. This is Durant's rookie refractor. 2 cards.
I like it. Cool card. You want to stick with basketball and finish out the segment? I like Durant. I mean, Durant and LeBron, there's no surprise you're picking them because they're down 70 or 80% from peak, but it's because they were up 5,000%, or some ridiculous. I may be shortchanging it, on the way up. You want to give the line? Now you give a Durant card. You guys have, 37 seconds left to buy Durant when he comes to New York and wins the championship.
New York championships hit
scores
different.
50. New York championships hit different. So that's the poster child for the run. I mean, Durant and LeBron, where people put their money, and the money has left, and the prices have gone down. And it's funny, when I started putting money back in LeBron, LeBron and Durant were kind of like, okay, we might be finally hitting a bottom. You're here, much better than me. You're in December. I was there in May, and there clearly was still some bottom left to go. There's a ground here, Monty. There's a ground. There's no ground. That's the golden child.
You watched
Eddie
a lot
Murphy.
of movies today.
So no, this isn't today. This is old. Basketball. I have
When you dream, do you dream in movies?
When you dream, do you dream in color?
No.
So I have. Well, that's sad for you. So I have a card for you. It's the other end of the spectrum now. Besides the LeBron, you ready for this? Like, you put in
From your birth year, 1942.
1969. Actually, I was already.
Charlie
I was already 57 years old when this one came out. 1969. Lou, Lew. Because I'm not going to do Kareem again. It's Kareem. There's a 69 Lou Alcindor, which everyone knows I owned. But this one's more.
That was my Drexel soccer coach.
This one is more in the wheelhouse. That one, I want the wow. Read the inscription out loud, please. Please zoom in on that. So, guys, what we're looking at here is a cool Kareem rookie with an inscription. And after you read it, I want to know. Read it. Pull it up for me. Come on. Zoom in and read the inscription.
Okay, Jesus. A lot of instructions.
Let's go.
You're bossy.
I'm bossy today.
Abdul-Jabbar, 6-time NBA champ, 19-time All-Star, Hall of Fame class of 95, Rookie of the Year in 70, I think that says. The captain, 1969 first draft number 1 pick, 2 times NBA Final MVP.
Now, does that inscription help or hurt this card's value?
Help.
Go. How?
He basically wrote an essay. I'm getting an essay and a card.
Yeah, he basically scribbled the whole card. It's just ink.
Yeah.
It
This
is.
is
It
a
is.
personal note to me. On the back, he said, "Andrew, till we meet again."
I mean, he might as well use that
Painting
as
is a
his
gift, Todd. I'm
resume.
taking it with me.
It's like a resume. I mean, that card is like, here you go. Here's everything you need to know about
You're
me.
hired, Kareem.
And he writes Kareem on it when the card says Lou Alcindor, which is another cool, interesting thing because sometimes I say, look at the 1969 Kareem rookie, and Andrew pulls up Kareem, but it doesn't show up because it's Lou Alcindor. So you get a little bit of both. It's like Cassius Clay card signed Muhammad Ali. Interesting stuff. This is one of those things where I've talked about, hey, a house with a pool, it'll split the buying pool for lack of a better way, right? Some people want a pool, some people don't. Some people want autos on their card, some people don't. Some people would, I think, like that inscription because it's interesting. Some people are like, if you're gonna sign the card, like sign the card. I don't need your whole life story on there. So it's. I think it's cool because it's unique and it's different. That's why I pulled that one out. It's about the other end of the spectrum from
I
LeBron.
love that you went here. So you guys want a Andrew tic-tac-toe 1-2-3 chess type of play. So along these same lines, if you guys, we talk about, there's so many shows. If you guys list out all of the autograph shows around the country coming up, yeah, and you could circle the ones that are driving distance to you. You can use these weekly auctions to buy very nicely centered, low grade cards of the guests that will be at those shows and get inscribed autographs of these legends. Hakeem Olajuwon comes to mind. Joe Montana comes to mind. There's more money in the hobby. So these athletes now know that it's worth their time to come out to shows and autograph. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
There's a 1986 Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem's someone who signs a lot, so this isn't a great example, but stay with me. 1986 Fleer Hakeem. In this auction, at a PSA 6, really nicely centered, $5 right now. $5 on weekly auction. You could buy that card. You'll be at a show. He'll probably be at the Chantilly show next year in Virginia. Stop looking at me like that, please. It's throwing me off. And
just too handsome. You can't concentrate.
Right, so think about that. You're probably going to go to the show anyway if you're in the area.
Sure.
The card is $5. Let's say it ends at 15. I don't know, $3. I don't know. You'll tell me where it ends. You go and get it signed. Is that a $50 card? A $60 card? I don't know.
Is it a cool PC item for a Hakeem Olajuwon fan who does not, make it to that show, but you've just added value just because you're there anyway. You pay for the auto, and I think it's a very cool thing. Yet another card where the player's name is different than on the card.
Oh, that's why you were making that face?
Hakeem.
You were stuck. Someone pulled the plug, and you couldn't undo the face.
No, I mean, the face was good. The face. I was wondering where you were going with that.
Sometimes I start a sentence. I don't even know where it's going.
Most of the time, I think.
Here is a sentence that I know exactly where it's going. We all knew that the Luka Blue Prism PSA 10, there were 3 people who bought that card. 24,000, 21,000, 18,000. Okay, fine. Let's call that a $20,000 card. Right now, you have a BGS 9.5 with the surface grade of 9 on this weekly auction sitting at $3,800. Now, I don't know where that card ends. None of us do, right? We know PSA 10s. Okay, but right now it's sitting at 1/5, 1/6 of the price of a PSA 10. That's a card that I think you guys should put on your radar. $3,800 for BGS 9.5 Luka right now.
I like it. You want to know why? Because even in 18, there weren't as many cards, there weren't as many releases, there weren't as many parallels for rookies, for youngsters, and that is a sought-after parallel. And it's going to be a theme I carry over into the next card, the last basketball one we do, and we'll jump away from this. Even though Luka's stuff, there was a lot of it, right? There's nowhere near as many as there are of Cade Cunningham and Evan Mobley and all these releases and all these. What's the matter?
I thought you were going to give Cade as a play. I apologize.
No. I'm saying these guys, that they're parallels. The parallels are out there. And the 2018 Prism Blue is a great one because it's one that people want. It's a color match, you name it, and you're getting it at a discount to the 10. That's exactly where I'm going with mine. In 09, there were even less parallels. And if you go with the right player, you get somebody who's got some hardware. You get somebody who's got some championships. You get somebody who's got some pedigree. And because the card is limited and there weren't as many parallels in the flagship products as there are nowadays, you're able to sneak in, just like you just did with a lower grade, pull up the 09 Topps Gold Curry. 09 Topps Gold Curry. In this auction, there's a PSA 8. Now, these cards, Topps Gold, just like the baseball trout that I tout, they're numbered to the year. 2009. There are 2009 copies. That sounds like a lot, right? But this is Steph. It is rookie Steph. It is, Topps was the only stuff they had out there, obviously, unless you want to go with the, the National Treasure stuff. But look at this card. I mean, this is a Steph
all
gold
have
rookie.
chipping around the edges. It's such a difficult card to grade.
Yep. And yet here you have this one recently graded as a PSA 8 for a fraction of what a 9 or a 10 would sell for. And guys, you know what this is. You know that it is Steph. You know that it is his flagship rookie. It is Topps. It is gold. Everybody loves gold. There's only 2009 of these out there, So are you able to pick one up at a little bit of a discount because it's got a little chipping on it and it's in a PSA 8 slab?
Perfect centering. This is one
beautiful
you might
card,
consider SGC or BGS on because you already know you're going to get a 9.5 subgrade on the centering, maybe even a 10. If you just look at that, okay, you know the edges get a 9. But if you get a 9.5, 9.5 on the corners and surface, you're sitting really pretty.
Yep. It's a nice card.
Do you want that or the Bowman? Gun to your head.
That.
You go Topps.
Yeah, because it's Topps, it's flagship, and it's gold. I like the gold. Yeah. That's my best.
What do you like more?
Go ahead.
Wedding or holiday season? Is that the right one?
Wedding? What do you mean wedding? You mean like Wedding Crashers?
That's the line.
Yeah,
you don't even watch enough movies.
I personally like holiday season. I don't like wedding season. That's kind of silly, but I never crash weddings like you. I think crashing a wedding funerals. That's actually pretty smart.
Like that's fishing with dynamite. It's not even fair.
Oh, so silly. It's like trying to tackle a deer. You ready? Football. I want to know what you think of this parallel. It's a BGS Pop 2 in BGS 9.5. It is a 2018 Panini Prism Blue Shimmer Josh Allen. That is number 9 of 9, right?
I think the Josh Allen community deserves credit for their collector base. I haven't heard a lot of FUD come out of that community.
Nope. His prices are down a little bit, but if he wins, a couple more games and has a little playoff success.
Kid, you're the one that hates shimmers. So why are you bringing me a shimmer?
Because I'm asking you what you think. Because this is a really nice card. It's numbered to 9. You can argue it is close to a color match. Blue shimmers are sort of lighter blue. But, you got a blue. It's BGS 9.5. Real nice card, right? I think there are 2 of them with none higher in this. Obviously, there's only 9 of them. So you're not going to have a huge pop at any grade. But it's, I think at a discount, right, to where, a regular non-shimmer would be, a gold. What does his gold out of 10 sell for?
I think the Prism market, both NBA and football, requires some creative storytelling that I'm not equipped to do. I don't know, if the gold is, this much, the blue shimmer should be this much, and then the color match should be this much. There's some sharks out there with that whole denominator game. I'm not equipped to play it.
You're more of a numerator guy?
I'm a numerator guy.
All right, okay. So I'll move along. How about one that's more your language, okay? 2001 playoff contenders, LaDainian Tomlinson, rookie auto PSA 10. 2001 Ladi, premier rookie of perhaps the greatest back of the 2000s. You could argue football legends are still cheap, although some of them are starting to catch up. You saw what the Emmitt Smith Green did for recently in the Premier. You saw, Jerry Rice's cards are all starting to take off. Barry Sanders' cards selling for a lot of money. Well, Danian Tomlinson is more your speed. This is your guy. So it is a 2001.
He wasn't my speed. I would say maybe just a smidge faster, but he had better ball carrying skills. What I actually like, as you said, the contenders rookie. Look what's right next to it. You got the 2002 SP Authentic with a 1010 for $70.
Second year. Nice card.
Second year, nice card. But here's the thing. LT is probably not going to be a great investment. Is that fair to say?
No.
I mean, how much? I mean, you guys tell me in the comments. I love LT. If you played fantasy football, LT is that guy. Do you really believe that you're putting your money in there as a store of value? Do you think that there's potential upside, or is it you're a collector and you love him? Because I don't see much appreciation opportunity with him.
I think there are fans of his
I
who
think there are.
realized that if Justin Herbert cards are selling for what they're selling for, I can go in and get his best card with his best grade out there for, pennies on the dollar for what people are paying for Brock Purdy cards.
I know, but 1450 is not pennies on the dollar. Sure, if you compare it to like a Josh Allen, but if you just compare it to like rent, you're like, what? I'm not gonna. I'd rather buy
we're
the
not
$70
comparing it to
card.
rent.
But I'd rather buy the $70 version than the.
Well, this is why we have this conversation.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing. The $70 card is one where I would not expect much appreciation on, but it is a very cool card for someone like you who enjoyed success in fantasy playing with LaDainian Tomlinson as your running back. It's a cool piece. I'm going to put it up there and put it in my collection. The Contenders card is one that if the hobby grows and if the football collector fan base grows, there's an appreciation for an all-time great running back, and that's the card people are going to gravitate towards when they're looking for LaDainian Tomlinson. To me,
think so? Even with the sticker auto.
Yeah. Sticker auto. Contenders, man. It's football. It's Contenders. That was the one after Mr. Brady, which, by the way, let's stick with Contenders, and then I have one more football after this. They're 2000 playoff Contenders set. Type that in for me. 2000 football Contenders set. Don't see this too often. I'll take a big chug as you're finding it. 2000 playoff Contenders set. Sneaky play for you. I'm expecting you to buy this because it has a PSA authentic Tom Brady rookie auto in it and the complete set with everybody else in it. Sneaky.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I'm pretty sure Urlacher is the other, I don't want to call it a key. He's a defensive back, but he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, that's him right there, I think, right? I'm trying to remember who else is in this. Maybe Jamal Lewis, the running back for the Ravens, maybe was in this.
Yeah, a 2,000-yard season that nobody even talks about.
But just a cool set. You don't see this set put together. I mean, this is one of those set collector kind of things. I don't think there are any humongous keys in this set other than the Brady. We saw the Urlacher. There's some other cool guys, but that's a completed set. That's a cool one to take a look at. And you're going to talk about cool cards. For someone like me who watched football in the 80s and 90s, cards from a collector standpoint, from a, hey, this is one I want to buy and show people who collected and who watched sports when I watched, it doesn't get much better than this. You ready for this? 2005 Ultimate Collection, Marino. Type that for me and see what comes up.
You guys really like Marino.
Wait for it. It's better.
It's better. This is him in the Pet Detective uniform. Oh, and Joe Montana.
There you go. It is, guys, the 2005 Ultimate Collection dual Dan Marino and Joe Montana patch auto out of 5 in a BGS 8.5 slab. I mean, talk about a grail patch auto. You get both. We talk about duals. Andrew was talking about how $20,000 is a bargain for a patch auto of Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton. And, those guys may turn out to do something, but chances are they won't do as much for their sport as this duo did here.
When did I say that?
You did. Remember, it was a dual logo man patch.
I certainly didn't say it's a bargain, but let's just skip over and not derail.
Bargain. You did not say bargain, but you said this could be something. This could be something, this card. I'll pull up the text. Hold on, give me a second.
I'll pull up the text. We're going to lose the guy.
Look at this. It's pretty nice, right? The Marino on card.
I
cool
like
Montana
it.
Patch. Come on, it's $410.
My only issue is there a Dan Marino Ace Ventura patch auto out there? Is that the grill? Is there a one?
Can you flip that over to the, if it's still up to the back of the card and see if does it say game used?
That's an NFT. I don't own that.
You dick.
Is it game used?
Yeah, I'm just always curious to see whether or not the older ones. I mean, it was 05 Ultimate Collection Upper Deck. Chances are it's game used. I mean, it doesn't have one of those like. This is not from any
game used patch, personally autographed by Dan Marino and Joe Montana. On the front of this card are
kind of cool
pieces. Yep,
10 autos on card autos, right?
Well, just 2 autos.
Marino
not 10,
but 10. They're graded 10. The back of the card has the back of 10 auto. All right, so Andrew doesn't want to talk about football cards. So I'm gonna drop an item and just let Andrew go because this is right in his area. I'm gonna put myself on mute after I say this. It is a Wata 8.5 graded Nintendo sealed Legend of Zelda. Go.
You're such an idiot. Okay, so I'll talk about a card that I actually care about. and not
Okay,
a
so
video
while you're
game
looking for that card, I'm
in
going to tell you, this
plastic.
is the original Legend of Zelda sealed. It does not have the highest grade out there. Obviously, a Wata 8.5.
No one
Wata.
cares about sealed video games, dude.
You are wrong. Take a
You
look at
were
this one. It's
ranting
kind of
about
cool.
there's no soccer collectors. Who cares about video games in like a sheet of plastic, like bulletproof plastic around it?
People do. I don't personally, but people do.
For what purpose?
I don't know, man. Wata. PSA bought that. This is a
Stop saying
collector's.
Wata.
Wata. You say it.
Okay, Wata
Wata. It's
authenticates.
Wata. It's Wata.
BCCE
I'm just Wata.
authenticates. I know there's
Wata.
a million authenticators. What
Actually,
makes
you know what? I
video
don't
game
want
collecting
this.
a thing?
I don't want this soda, actually. Hey, can you give me a glass of Wata? No? No good? I'm going to stick with the soda.
It would have worked. The kids know you don't drink water, so they're like, "Dad, we cut that off."
They're
to
like,
save
really?
money."
Can we just give you Chick-fil-A instead?
Right.
I
We
got a
don't
big
do
bag of
water
that
in this
over
house
there.
anymore. We're trying to buy cards. So, okay. So you want me to pull up the Legend of Zelda?
You could just sit there and pull yourself. Go ahead.
So here's actually a cool card. This is a super, super cool card.
All right.
And I want to ask your opinion, but okay. So this is the dreaded BGS white label. We all agree how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where you have to really think as a collector. Okay, Surface 6.5. Gotcha. We have a serial number 77 out of 199 select rookie auto of Luka. This is one where crack this thing out, put it in a mag, and keep it for life. You have a rookie auto with Luka's jersey number. I have to ask you something, Gage.
Can we get back to maybe grade this 7.7 instead? Because that would just rock.
That would be cool. HGA, if you're listening, custom labels. Custom labels, custom grades, actually, by the way.
That's right. I got an 8 here. Can you downgrade it to a 7.7 for me? I want a Luka 7.7 out of 10.
Does it bother you? So this happened in Flawless as well in 2018. They didn't put rookie stamps on, but it's still the rookie.
Doesn't bother me. I'll tell you why it doesn't bother me personally, because that is something that did not exist when I was collecting.
You're right. The Joe Montana card doesn't have a rookie stamp.
Nope. Jerry Rice doesn't say rookie. And you even get confused because, they've used some of the terminology from when I collected. Like, Bo Jackson had a Topps traded rookie. But in 87 Topps, it had Future Star. The card said Future Star. Some rookie cards had Future Stars on them.
Hockey's Young Guns. Hockey says Young Guns, right? I don't think
that's just a certain Upper Deck thing, but they don't all say Young Guns. But I like the rookie idea. I like, Donruss put rated rookie on it. That's a cool thing. Optic has carried over. It's and Donruss they have rated rookie on it on their brands. But I got to tell you, I mean, look. Does the 2018 Prism SGA sell for less because it doesn't have the RRC stamp on it? Everyone knows it's his rookie. It's just missing the rookie shield.
Someone got an absolute deal. I don't know if you saw this. A SGA rated rookie 1/1 black sold. Did you see it in Premiere? You saw the card?
Yeah. Now you think that's a steal?
9,600 for his rookie 1/1. I mean, SGA has upside. It's hard to say he doesn't.
Was it an auto rookie?
No,
just the actual 1/1 black.
It was graded authentic. That I don't think people like that.
On a 1/1, I wouldn't care. On certain cards, I wouldn't care. Cards that are the cards that authentic. For the most part, just means it's not going to grade well. For the most part.
Give me your first impressions. How do you process this right here? Photo, same card, neon green, faded auto.
False grizzly pair.
Not for you.
I don't like this green at all. I'm going to tell you my first impression of this is that is an ugly card. I don't like it. Neon green is not a color match for anyone, no matter how hard people who collect Tatum want to tell me it is. Just like I was trying to tell you blue shimmer was a color match for Josh Allen. It's kind of not. There are these colors out there that are not color matches for anything. This is a color match for what?
For and you have a faded auto, and you're seeing here. And this is, obviously preference. You're seeing what the market thinks about this. Right now, a Luka rookie auto out of 99, sitting at $420. It's
So what do you do
faded.
with this? With the faded auto? What do you do with that? Seriously.
It's a legit question, and I think
I mean, you had a great idea with the autos, right? Like bring Hakeem Olajuwon, his card, have him sign it. Do you mail that to Luca's mom and have her fix it?
I think I'm going there next weekend, so I don't have to mail it.
And this is why they
the Dallas show, December 12th.
This is why they call him the Zach Wilson of the hobby, folks.
Who calls me that?
No one. I just coined it myself. So back to hockey. Really cool one. It is not the OPG. It is the tops. It is not a 9. It is an 8, but it's a really nice looking one. It's got the eye appeal. Take a look at the 1979 tops hockey. Wayne Gretzky in the PSA 8 with the PWCC S eye appeal designation. You don't see them looking this nice. The tops doesn't have the edge issues the way that the OPG one does. I kind of like the OPG because of that. A very different condition sensitivity. But this one is nicer than a lot of 9s that I've seen. Look at this card. I mean, just a gorgeous example. It's an 8. You know, it's got superior eye appeal, and the price is what you'd expect. It's tops, so that knocks it down. It's an 8, that knocks it down, but it's a really nice looking card. And if you're looking for a high grade Gretzky rookie that has all of the eye appeal of any of the ones higher than this, take a look at this card. It's really nice. What do you think, man?
Here's what I think, and I appreciate you asking. I take inspiration when I look at this card because going into 2023, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. When you look at that hideous PSA label and you look at how far they've come since then,
because it's an old label.
Where you start, it's where you finish. Take inspiration from that label, ladies and gentlemen, and tag 2023.
I like that label.
No one likes that label. I'll pull it up for you just so you could see.
You know what that label looks like to me? It looks like a vintage card. And one day, when people have done their whole turn this label in and get another one, there won't be too many labels like that out there. They'll all be in my attic.
They should grade this label MK and OC.
Look at you. Look at you. Okay, so anything else, man? Because I have run through the I think I got nine cards that 8 cards and a video game. There were some coins in this auction. Some silver coins, some silver dollars. I think there's a couple Morgan dollars in this, which is pretty cool. My grandfather used to collect Morgan dollars.
There's going to need to be a level of education for our audience when it comes to coins, because traditionally card collectors art and coin collectors are not the same demo. There's very little overlap. I think we've done maybe a 25 30 coffee with cages. We've never actually got the question about a coin, have we?
No.
Do you want to give your 90-second kind of thoughts on coins?
Yeah, I mean, at least for the beginning here, right? What I would say on my 90 seconds on coins is I don't think a lot of people are looking in the PWCC auction for coins yet. I don't really think people realize, just like we talked about the comic, right? And, there are some cool coins. I will tell you one, Silver Eagles. There's a bunch of Silver Eagles in this one. And they're actually, they're actually selling pretty well right now. Silver Eagle coins. You can take a look. Just type in NGC if you have a curiosity on this one. They grade up to MS70 is the highest grade. So if you want to look at like what would be a Beckett 10 or an SGC gold label or a PSA 10, that's your MS70. So if you wanted to look, not expensive right now, Andrew, but you could see some. It's cool because you can see specific labels. You could find one with like American flag on it, Silver Eagle. That's an NGC slab on it. You can see there, just like a PSA case and a holder. There's some 2021 MS70 Eagles. They're $1 coins, but they're actually full silver.
So let me real quick. So I filtered by coins and currency, and then I did just this weekly auction. We have 326 items. The highest bid right now is $62, just to give you guys a little context.
Yeah, and there are a ton of different years of the Silver Eagles. A lot of different Silver Eagles. Couple of black core Miles Standishes that are pretty nice. You could look at specific ones. Some of these will tell you what mint they're struck at. We got a cool one with the Director's Medal of Excellence on the slab that was struck at the San Francisco Mint. That's I think at $33 right now. This is just a different collection, guys. Don't want to spend too much time on it. Go ahead.
here's how I process it. It has collectability and utility, is how I think about it. So silver is actually used in a lot of things industrially, right?
Yep.
So the price of silver, yes, it's a commodity, but it also has utility because it's used in industrial stuff. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean it has a history also. So
And it
do
has
me a
the
favor.
history.
So you just pulled up 300 and something of them. Pull your screen back up again,
Okay.
and just type in 1922 MS61. So it's going to be 1922 a space then MS61 and see if this works. Okay. So we talk about cards, we talk about vintage, the whole 9 yards. The coins have changed for a while, right? But there is a,
1992.
You know what? Just put 1922 in. Let's see what pops up. You don't even have to do. You can just do 1922 NGC if you want. There you go. So there's a dollar coin from 1922 at $40, and even better. So so what you have there, you have a silver dollar. It's a silver dollar coin. You want to back that out. Put in 1921 Morgan. Now this is a Morgan dollar. This is what I said my grandfather collected. These were highly collected coins. Pretty cool card over here. Looks like it was cleaned, which just like our stuff, people don't love. It's only $19.
I was gonna ask you, can you take Kurt's card character this?
Well, it's been cleaned, and as you can see on the slab, it says cleaned. I don't want to go too much into the stuff and digress too much, but if you, it's funny, baseball cards in itself, they have a history also. Numismatics, people love coins, and they have a history. Look at that. These silver dollars, folks collect for a long time. I have ones that are even older than the ones that are in this auction. Don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with them, but I got them. So cool stuff. Very, very similar to the cards. You can see the graded stuff. Just wanted to touch on it because I haven't seen them in the auctions, and I know they're expanding. Video games, comics, all kinds of fun stuff. What else you got?
I'm thinking of putting all my chips into Messi cards this weekend. Good idea or bad idea?
I think that is a fantastic idea.
You're lying.
I think it's a great idea.
So there's this gorgeous 2017 gold Messi. You'd be a buyer on it? It's about a $12,000 last comp.
Sure. Why the heck not? What do you think? Should Andrew just put all his money in Messi cards?
What if he loses?
What if he loses?
God, this guy breeds geniuses.
I mean, what if he loses? It's a valid question. Do you think he's going to lose? He says no, he's going to win. Why? Because it's Messi in a one-game winner-take-all, and he's like a free 9. He runs around, and he plays positionless soccer. It's the Barca system.
What starting 5 would you want?
I'll build it after the episode.
You guys are still on?
Yeah, we're still on. We're recording. We wanted to get we've been on for a while. Yes, we have. But
one thing to consider, and we'll wrap up with this,
is
PWCC is expanding their inventory. Cage just talked about coins. He talked about video games. There's signed memorabilia. There's signed footballs. It's obvious that their mission is to be your one-stop shop for all your collectible needs. So how I would approach this is education before purchase. Browse at it. They said they're going to come out with saved searches, but in reality, the technology is amazing. So you can save your own searches. It's like 3 different buttons, and just start to watch auctions. Whether that's coins are interesting, comics are interesting, video games, memorabilia, whatever kind of floats your boat. Start watching that market. It'll give you a good pulse of how it's going before you jump in.
I mean, did you look at any of the memorabilia that's in here? Some cool stuff, and people are probably not looking at it. One of the cooler pieces, and this is one I shouldn't tell our audience about because you should just buy it. But anyway, Here you go, audience. Screw Andrew. Take a look. It's $155 is what it's sitting at now, so it's right in anybody's price range. Type in for me 3,000 hit HIT and see what pops up. It's in memorabilia, obviously.
Jeter, Rose, Gwynn, Rod
Carew. There you go, my
Carew.
friend. Hall of Famer Rod Carew with a Steiner certificate. This is a 3,000 hit multi-sign baseball with a lot of members of the 3,000 hit crew, all on one ball. Really cool looking thing. Jeter, Winfield.
Winnie the Pooh signed this too.
Do not crap on Dave Winfield. We talk about Bo Jackson as one of the greatest athletes. Do me a favor and look up Dave Winfield. And that is a fun story. By the way, for $28, you want to talk about Christmas time, right? Right now, a Saquon Barkley signed Giants jersey. $28 sitting at. You got a Derek Jeter signed and personalized Yankee jersey, right? If you happen to have a family member whose name is Peter and he's a doctor, it is a great jersey for you because Jeter inscribed it to Dr. Peter, the world's greatest doctor. It's a very specific inscription. Go ahead. What else you got?
The disrespect that Carmelo gets is absurd.
Okay.
His Team USA game worn and signed jersey is $1,000.
That's right.
Now, I'm not saying that Melo is
It's a cool jersey too.
A USA jersey. I mean, like, can Melo be remembered as? I mean, he's not Barkley, but like same type of vibe. You know, like how we revere Barkley now, almost a little bit more than when he played.
Mm-hmm.
So,
listen, I love that ball. You make fun. You call him Winnie the Pooh. But just for the folks out there who don't know who Dave Winfield is, Hall of Famer, 3,000 hits. Dave Winfield was drafted out of college by 4 teams in 3 pro sports. He was drafted by the Padres in baseball. He was drafted by the Hawks in the NBA, the Vikings in the NFL, and the Utah Stars in the ABA. 2 professional basketball leagues, the NFL and the Padres, who ultimately he went out. Check out his 1974 Topps baseball card for his rookie. But just a supreme talent athlete. Played for the Yankees, outfielder. I got to watch him as a kid pretty much on a daily basis on a crappy 80s Yankees team.
He's basically the Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson of the 80s.
If you stacked Kyler Murray on Russell Wilson's shoulders and mushed them together, that's Dave Winfield. He's a big dude. Winfield's not. He would never, ever be compared to those guys. A big dude. Big dude.
So he's kind of like a smaller guy? Like he's shifty
not
and
small.
agile?
Not small, not shifty, not agile. Definitely not. Dude.
He was a brick.
Imposing figure. I met him at Cipriani's. I met him at a Derek Jeter charity function. Big guy. Made me feel very small, but really nice. Like big guy, but soft spoken. You know, kind of like me.
That's right. Luca Nation, you're learning a lot of things. So was he like, he wasn't like the fastest and like really agile and like below 6 feet, right?
He was not fast. He was not agile. He was not below 6 feet. But one of the interesting things, guys, if you're down the Dave Winfield rabbit hole, is that what we call it?
Why would they be?
Because everybody loves to do this. He played for the Toronto Blue Jays, and in 1983, do me a favor, type in Winfield 1983 Seagull, and look what pops up on your screen.
On PWCC or just in the Google?
No, just in the Google machine.
Okay. Winfield 1933 Eagles.
Not Eagles, Seagull.
He was okay, so he's playing with a seagull in 1933. Let's see if there's a video. Dave Winfield was arrested for killing a seagull. He accidentally killed a seagull in 1983. This guy's not nice at all. This guy's kind of a dick. Have you guys ever done this thing? So if you go down the beach, you bury yourself in the sand.
It was an exhibition game.
You put
in
a
the
towel
fifth
over
inning.
you. Let me finish. This
Go
is
ahead,
much more
please.
important than murder.
It's much more
you can do. And then you
Winfield, man.
You put French fries on your chest, right? So you have the towel. You're buried under the sand. You put French fries on your chest. The seagulls come and they start eating it, and then you
Why
grab
would you
the
do
seagull.
that to a seagull? What are you going to do with it once you hatch it?
You let it go.
And if it loves you, it comes back?
It's
How's that work for you in life?
So, and I've never done it. A friend has.
Oh, okay. A friend. All right.
Okay, so
funny little story on this one. Billy Martin was the manager, right? Okay. And you say, wow, it's bird murder. At the time, I don't think they thought of it the same way, but Billy Martin, the manager, he throws a ball in from the outfield that he's using to warm up with Winfield, and it actually hits a seagull, right? I mean, it's old exhibition stadium. There were seagulls pretty much everywhere. A lot of debate over whether he did it on purpose or not, but he threw it and hit a seagull. He was about 80 feet away from the bird when he threw the ball, so if he was doing it on purpose, talk about marksmanship. But Billy Martin's famous quote afterwards, he said, that's the first time Winfield's ever hit the cutoff man.
And they didn't actually arrest him.
Oh, yes, he got arrested for the unnecessary suffering of an animal. Yep.
Wow.
I don't know what was going through their minds. I mean, they probably hated the Yankees. Everybody hated the Yankees, but that's exactly what happened, right? I think he was released on bail, like $500 in bail, and I think the charges were dropped the next day. You know, They said they found no criminal intent. But I'm telling you, dude, Winfield, I love this.
Like they came down on the field and cuffed him?
They came and arrested him after the game, I think. I think they arrested him after the game. He's up in Canada, right? You know, crazy stuff, you know? It's that's the deal. So what's funny is Billy Martin said, hey, Toronto comes to New York the next week. We can get all 4 of their pitchers arrested. It was a fun little deal. But anyway,
did he
guys, look up
through on the threat.
No. But
only 2 were arrested.
I mean, listen, it's an interesting story, guys. This is baseball. There have been birds killed in baseball. We could talk about Randy Johnson.
I remember that.
You know, it happens. You know, it happens in life. I actually think, you know what? Now, like this one, I have to look up. There may even be a card with Dave Winfield and a bird. I'm thinking of the Provisions Fleer. Hold on. Let me take a look, because then we can really bring this whole story back. Card with bird. Not Larry Bird. I'm pretty sure. I think it was a Fleer Provisions one that's got like the black stuff. Oh, no. You know who did put a bird? I think it was the Project 2020. One of the artists put a bird in Dave Winfield. Yeah. Somebody messaged me with what the card is. This is why I don't kill you guys on looking for this on all this time here. But there was definitely somebody put a seagull on a Dave Winfield card. I'm going to have to find it now. But for this auction, it's not here. A 3,000 hit baseball with Andrew's favorite Rod Carew and Derek Jeter and Dave Winfield for
a bunch of good stuff. Like a bunch of good stuff. Are you betting on anything?
I'm betting on a bunch of stuff.
Keep it private.
I tried. No, I don't keep it private.
Presidential autographs. Cage has a bit of a love fest with those right now.
I do. I like presidential autographs. You know, I like.
Who would be what president that you would have if you could pick one? Abe.
Abe Lincoln's a great one. A lot of signatures for Abe Winfield. For Abe Lincoln, though, because it's he signed a lot of stuff. He was a lawyer. You know, so his name's on a lot of documents. A lot of people don't know, or on Lincoln, he had 3 different types of signatures on it. You know, some are just A. Lincoln.
What's the most valuable president? Is it George Washington?
No, I think Lincoln. There are some other ones. I mean, like if you're talking about like signed while they're president, like Polk. I mean, people who didn't serve for that long. But I would say, just for what I was doing, I would try to get a Lincoln. I'd get a Washington. Maybe third would be Kennedy. Just, from name value recognition, the fact that he didn't live, obviously, a very long time after being president and sign a lot of autographs. So that's a tough one. Yeah.
A dinner with Mark Mader was basically last time he was seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know anybody has like a complete set that like a similar item, whether it's like all checks, they have all of the presidential autos? That'd be kind of cool. Like we talk about complete sets. But like that would be really cool if you have all the president's autos on signed checks, hypothetically.
That would be very cool. I'm trying to think.
Are you worried that how our culture we change our alliances sometimes, where it's like at first this president is so revered and he's done so much, but then in like a 50 years goes by and we like almost try to cancel him. So are you worried about that type of thing with holding autos?
No, I'm not. I mean, listen, history does kind of change stuff, right? Usually it works in favor of people holding autos. I mean, you could get Alexander Hamilton autographs 10 years ago, significantly cheaper. And then the Broadway show came out and everybody learned a little more about his life. It became a huge hit. And, people were focused on him. He's a founding father that never became president and people don't really talk about too much. And now all of a sudden his story got out there a little bit and his autograph's worth a little more. I have one. But yeah, cool stuff. I wouldn't worry about that with the presidential stuff, but you never know. What else you got for me?
I mean, 55 minutes. We covered it all. We get coins, comics, coins, memorabilia, video games, cards. We hit it all. Luke and H will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m.
Somebody sent me a DM with the Winfield. I'm pretty sure it's Winfield card with like a bird on it. I think
let it go. Let it go.
That one.
They don't care.
I care.
It doesn't matter. Most of them weren't even born when this Winfield played in 1933. Are we doing whatnot at 11? That's during halftime. of the World Cup. We'll figure that out. Maybe we'll push it. Okay, sure. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow, Luca Nation. We love you.